So the next business I'll be talking about is what I call the subscription box business. Now, I love the subscription box business because you can actually do it from your home. All you need is a set of customers that will subscribe to your product. In other words, they'll be paying subscriptions to you on a monthly or quarterly basis or whatever frequency you've already established with the customers in exchange for the products you'll be giving to them. So as long as the customer remains loyal to your brand or business, it gives some sort of security around the income flow because it's a subscription-based model. So you may ask me, how much can I earn from this kind of business? Now, it depends on your profit margin. So let's assume you have a profit margin of say $10 and you have 1,000 subscribers. It means that on average, you'll be getting about $10,000 from 1 month of subscription. Now, there's a lot of potentials to how much you can earn, unlimited potentials depending on the number of subscribers you end up having. So in terms of startup cost and growth, now you will typically incur about $2,000 to $4,000 to start up this business, and then you can scale up as time goes on. So what are the typical costs associated with this business? Number one is the cost of the products in the boxes. Number two is the boxes itself. Number three would be the design on the boxes. The other thing is also to ship the boxes from wherever they are to yourself, and all that's from the supplier to yourself, and to ship those already made boxes or packaged boxes to the customers wherever they are. So shipping costs would also have to be factored in to your cost head. The other important cost that you likely be incurring that falls under this range I've mentioned is your marketing cost. So you need to advertise and market your product, your brand, wherever they are, whether on social media or have a landing page. You'd actually need to get as many subscribers as possible. Now, one tip I want to give you if you don't know about it is you can actually get free products from manufacturers. So if you reach out to certain manufacturers that you've decided are producing the kind of items you want to include in your box, and they're interested in your customer base, they actually might be interested in funding your business by giving you free products in exchange for loyal customers. So I'm going to be walking you through how to set up this business as a whole. Now, the most important factor, which is my first and most important thing you need to decide on, is what your niche is. Now, the question is, a niche is just a subset of the full market population. So you want to know who are the people you're going to be speaking to, who are the people you'll be providing services to. For instance, if you are looking at the whole population to be the athletes in, say, the United States, now you want to narrow it down to say, what kind of athletes? Are you looking at tennis players? Are you looking at those that are playing on the clay, on sand, or on, you just want to look at all of those, break it down into smaller segments and determine the niche you want to target. You can also consider, the gender, whether male or female, as the case may be, who you want to target as a whole. So it's always helpful to go for something you have a passion, something you can speak about very well. However, you don't limit yourself to just your passionate area. Feel free to explore as much as possible, especially if there's less competition and is a more profitable area. Number two step you need to do is to determine who your competitors are. Now, this might appear challenging right now, but I'm just going to help you through it. Now, there's a website called CreateJoy. On CreateJoy, which I'm going to be showing you on my screen, CreateJoy, you get to see people that are already doing this business, the suppliers, and what you can do about it. I'm just going to show you in a second. So this is the CreateJoy platform. All you need to do is actually create an account if you need to. And based on this, you can see different subscription models. You can see gifts for women, gifts for men, and so on. So once you determine your niche, which is why I said that comes in first, for you to determine who your competitors will be. So you just need to go here and search for whoever is selling something similar to what you do, to determine if it's something within your niche and if it's a likely competitor, right? So as you can see, I just clicked on one of the areas, food and drinks. You can see $23 per box on a monthly basis. You can see $18.67, and you can see ratings as well on this area. So this is something that is very practical and something you can do if you list on this website, for instance. So under competitor analysis, the first thing you want to know is how much are they selling the items? How much are they selling the boxes? You also want to know how many items are in each of the boxes. You want to know everything related to the competitor, including the customers they are selling to, so that you can actually niche down even further or determine how well to service the customer, or how to differentiate your product from what the competitor is producing. So you need to all understand all of this in details. So you just need to ask yourself a couple of these questions, which I'm going to itemize right now. The first is, what is your product and who will typically buy the product? Number 2 is, who are the competitors' customers and who are they typically selling to? Number 3, what are the features of the customers, their age range, their geographical location, their income level, their gender? You need to find those out. The next, which is the fourth and last, is to determine what social media platform would you typically see your customers on. Now, one great tip I need to let you know, and I've seen a lot of people make these mistakes, is that most times people have assumptions of who they will be selling to, and at the end of the day, after performing this analysis and doing surveys or administering surveys, they end up finding out that the actual customers they thought they were going to sell to are not the actual people that are buying their products. So don't worry about it. As time goes on, it's all smoothing out. So the fourth step, which I'll be recommending to you to do, is to establish your value proposition. And what do I mean by this? You need to know the value you're adding to the customer. What is the customer going to get from buying your product? Would it be reduced costs? Would it be ease and convenience? Would it be a discovery of something new that has not been seen before? Or would it be an opportunity for the customer to test the product and get a refund if satisfaction is not achieved? In other words, you're guaranteeing satisfaction to the customer. So that should be your value proposition, which you need to communicate in your mission and vision statement, either on your lead page, or that's your landing page, or your website. So the next thing I would always recommend is to build an audience. So building an audience, you could actually have your blog, use email marketing to your advantage, collect emails and send out email newsletters from time to time. You could also consider, Facebook groups and so on. So those are platforms or means through which you can build audience and communication with your customers. So the next thing I would recommend is determine the quantity of items to include in your box. You also don't want to include so many things in the box that makes it so much. I would recommend 3 to 5 items within the box. So the downside of including so many things in the box is that the customer may actually not finish those items by the next subscription date, which might result in them canceling the subscriptions. You want to get a balance between, the quantity and the quality. Also, if you have so many things, it will result in a bigger box size, which would also increase your cost head for the item. So the next most important thing you need to do is to set a price for a subscription box. Now, like I said, I showed you the prices on CrateJoy. You can use that as a reference point to determine the price you'll be charging for your item. That's your subscription box. So I typically would recommend about 30 to 40% margin on your products. Now you want to also factor in the cost of, the shipping, the product cost, the box itself, and many other things that are associated. You can also make reference, maybe do your Google research to determine what the typical cost will look like. And I already mentioned a couple of them earlier. So the next step is to actually search for the products itself and the packages for the product, including the design on the packages. Now I'm going to show you on different platforms. We have Alibaba, we have AliExpress, we even have Amazon. I'm going to show you in a minute how to do just that. So this is the Alibaba platform. Here you can see I typed in subscription box packaging. You can actually search for subscription boxes and reach out to the supplier to tell them this is what you're looking for, this is the size, and this is your specification. As you can see, there are different types here, and they're eco-friendly subscription boxes. Now this is the Alibaba platform. Now when you go to AliExpress, you can also check here. I typed in subscription box products, so the products you want to put into the subscription box, you can actually search for them on this platform. As you can see, there are many things here which you can choose what you want. Now the next thing you want to do is, this is Amazon platform where you can also buy subscription boxes. So the next thing you also want to do is to design the logo on the subscription box based on the dimensions and specifications. Now this is where you can do that. So you can do that on Fiverr. You can see packaging design is what I'm searching for. So once you type packaging design, you can actually select based on what you're looking for. So I know that this is pretty much a new business, and it might actually be difficult for you to send an email to the supplier or know how to coin your email so the supplier doesn't get an impression it's just a one-man business or a small business. So I'll show you a number of ways to reach out to different suppliers. So if you need a template on how to send an email to the suppliers so that it doesn't portray you as a small business, so they don't overcharge or overprice you, let me know. You can drop in the comment or hit me up and I'm going to provide a template for you. So in terms of the product, I usually recommend, wholesalers. You can enjoy economies of scales when you buy from large wholesalers. You can actually go to Costco to buy your items, or many other big wholesalers out there. The next step I would recommend is to create a prototype. So before you launch your product, I would recommend that you first create a prototype of the product in terms of the design and all the specification, then create a landing page and put the information right there for people to see, and then draw traffic into that page by advertising, social media platforms, reach out, and so on. So if you need some guidance on how to run this business, even detailed guidance, you can always reach out to me. I can help you with how to coin an email to influencers that can drive traffic to your platform or your lead or landing pages. I also have a list of subscription ideas in a document. If you also need that, let me know as well. So the next business I'll be talking about is what I call the photo booth business. Now, this business can earn you about $5,000 to $10,000 on a monthly basis, depending on how well you run it and the number